as a dramatic centerpiece for the town plan. The sale of lots in Cahaba built the state treasury for the new state and paid for the first state house. Soon the frontier capital had 2 newspapers, numerous businesses, a theater, and nearly 1,000 inhabitants. Despite the loss of the capital to Tuscaloosa in 1826, Cahaba as a county seat grew into one of the wealthiest communities in the nation and did not become a ghost town until well after the Civil War. Cahaba was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1973. Today it is known as the Old Cahaba Archaeological Park.
You're watching Alabama Public Television. Broaden your horizons.
Welcome back to our live coverage of Governor Ivey's State of the State address. Well, gentlemen, what was it like? Pretty cool meeting Miss America, wasn't it? Not too bad.
I know. I was walking to the door and I was like, is that Miss America walking?
We were very fortunate to have her. We got about a minute. Any final thoughts going into this speech, Randy?
Well, this is the start of the 2025 regular session. The governor's going to give her ideas of what she would like to see them talk about. And I'm quite sure, as Speaker Speaker Ledbetter said today, that they're going to be listening for what she had to say. If some of the members of the House I spoke to today said the same thing, they want to hear what she says so they can compare notes to see how it can basically work together and move forward, because it's going to be interesting next 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go to the Old House Chamber right now, where I think there are some corrals going on. Here we go.
This joint session of the Alabama Legislature will now come to order. Doorkeeper, I ask that you admit our governor, Her Excellency K. Ellen Ivey.
The justices of the Supreme Court. There with the escort committee behind her. That's Steve Livingston, Majority Leader in the Senate. Bobby Singleton, Minority Leader in the Senate. Senator Barfoot from here in Montgomery, Representative Terry Collins, Minority Leader Anthony Daniels, and Majority Leader Scott Stadhagen. Obviously that's Garland Gudger behind the members there. New Pro Tem of the Senate, Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth, and I think I saw Speaker Pro Tem Chris Pringle. Well, let's tune in and to listen to the governor be welcomed by the crowd, and as she starts her speech, State of the State 2025.
Please be seated. Lieutenant Governor Ainsworth, President Pro Tem Gudger, Speaker Ledbetter, Speaker Pro Tem Pringle, members of the Alabama Legislature, Chief Justice Stewart, justices of the Alabama Supreme Court, distinguished guests, and my fellow Alabamians. It's an honor to join all of you tonight as we begin another productive legislative session. From Rainsville to Coleman, Huntsville to Birmingham, Tuscaloosa to the loveliest village on the plains, from the Black Belt to the Wiregrass, from our capital city to Mobile, and yes, all the way to the Gulf of America. to the Gulf of America, we live in the greatest state, in the greatest nation on earth. All of our work must continue to focus on making sure that Alabama remains the best state in which to live, work, and raise a family. Y'all, if there's one thing to know about us Alabamians, it is to never count us out. You can call us a football state, and we might just become a basketball state. You say we are not innovative, and we will rightfully earn Space Command headquarters. And you say we are stuck at the bottom in education, and our students will show you the highest gains in the country. There is nothing, I mean nothing, an Alabamian cannot achieve, and it remains the highest honor of my life to serve our people as governor these next 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, the state of our state is strong, and opportunity the state of the state is strong, and opportunity abounds for all of Alabama. There's more work ahead, but like I said, don't ever count us out. You certainly can't count out Ivey Stockard. Growing up, Ivey probably did not imagine that one day she would represent Alabama on the Miss America stage. And she didn't just represent us, she won it. A product of the Vestavia Hills Public Schools, Ivey is currently pursuing her nursing degree from Auburn University. Competing in the Miss America program earned Ivey tens of thousands of scholarship money, about which I'm sure Mom and Dad are glad. And it has allowed her to champion cystic fibrosis awareness. Ivey will now take her message across the country, and she is already representing Alabama and America well. And while you'll always be Miss Alabama to us, Ivey, we are so thrilled to welcome our own Miss America, Ivey Stockard, to the Alabama State Capitol tonight. Ivey, please stand once again and let us recognize you. I'm also grateful to the McGill-Tulane Catholic High School Choir for traveling from Mobile to be here with us. Thank you so much for sharing your God-given musical talents with us this evening, and we welcome you to the Alabama State Capitol. This past fall, as we kicked off another academic year, I again had the opportunity to visit several schools around our state, including St. Mary's, right down the road from McGill-Tulane. We were proud to celebrate the passage of the CHOOSE Act, Alabama's Education Savings Account Program. Beginning next school year, these ESAs will give more Alabama families greater flexibility in choosing an education that suits their child's individual needs. Importantly, y'all, we are funding students, not systems. Already in the first month of the application period, we have an outstanding 18,000 student applicants, and we have received them from every single county. The number of applications will only grow in the next 2 years as program eligibility becomes fully universal. Clearly, tax-paying Alabama families want school choice, and thanks to your good work, they are getting just that. We are most successful when we engage parents in our students' educational journeys. After all, our parents are our first teachers. Dolly Parton's Imagination Library is helping us put books directly in the hands of Alabama families each month. And since we officially launched the program in our state, 1 million books have been sent to the mailboxes of enrolled families. And I'm excited to report that we now offer this program in all 67 counties. Our friend Dolly is not just working 9 to 5 for Alabama. She is opening the world of reading to so many families across our state. Thank you, Dolly. As governor, I've had the chance to meet thousands of our students. And I always remind, especially our elementary students, the importance of reading well. First, you learn to read, and then you ultimately read to learn. After its first year of full implementation, the Alabama Literacy Act is proving it is working. The nation's report card showed our fourth graders once again have increased their reading scores. And it's happening across all proficiency levels and demographics. On this occasion last year, it was a special privilege to host ABC Elementary School from my home county of Wilcox, who made tremendous reading gains. Having a quality education is going to be their ticket to a successful life. In Alabama, that is our goal, ensuring every child in every zip code can receive a strong education. Thanks to both the Literacy and Numeracy Acts, our educators are unlocking students' potential to reach their dreams. As we place hundreds of math coaches in schools and work our way towards full implementation of the Numeracy Act, we're already seeing the results. Now, unfortunately, not all of us are blessed with an engineering brain like our friend Senator Chambliss. And we remember how difficult and frustrating math class could be. This evening, I'm excited to have with us some students who have math figured out. And they are the fourth graders from Danville Neal Elementary School in Morgan County. Now, y'all, these students made the highest math gains in the state last year, jumping up a whopping 35 percentage points. Boys and girls, congratulations on this achievement. Please stand and let us recognize you. It is because of the great work of teachers and communities like Danville, Neal, across this state that Alabama saw the largest jump in math scores in the country last year. Our Turn Around Schools initiative is also delivering real results. Schools that once were among our lowest performing are now outpacing the average growth rate at other schools. Thanks to this initiative, we will no longer have failing elementary schools in Alabama. We began this legislative session with great momentum following last week's announcement on our historic reading and math gains. When I took office, Alabama ranked 49th in reading. Today, we're at 34th. And in math, Alabama ranked 52nd. Today, we are 32nd. Ladies and gentlemen, our students, teachers, and families are changing the narrative when it comes to education in Alabama. We are, in fact, not just a football state. Alabama is an education state. It is vital that we continue investing wisely in programs that deliver results. Programs like the Choose Act, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, the Literacy and Numeracy Acts, as well as our Turnaround Schools initiative. We will continue allowing these successful education reform policies to take shape while taking an active approach to do everything we can to support our students, teachers, and families. According to a recent survey, 72% of high school teachers in the country reported that cell phones are distracting their students. We've also learned from parents that teens are spending an average of almost 5 hours every day on social media, and it's having a negative impact on their well-being. Now, don't get me wrong, our phones and social media are fantastic tools, but we have to know the time, the place, and how to use them. Schools in our state are already taking action, and we want to support that statewide. Senator Donnie Chastain and Representative Lee Halsey will carry a bill to put a ban on cell phones in schools. This legislation will also require local boards to adopt internet safety policies and provide students with social media training. Let's create the best learning environment for our students and get this bill to my desk so I can sign it into law. In Alabama, we don't exactly follow the rule of never asking a lady her age, and that's okay. So while we're on my age, I will share one of its many benefits. Meemaw will tell you exactly like it is. First, if a teacher wants to start a family, she should have the proper maternity leave. That's why I'm proud to have Senator Vivian Figures and Representative Jenny Shaver joining forces this year to pass a good, responsible parental leave bill to support both our state workers and our teachers. Next, there are only two genders, male and female. look forward to finally putting my signature on What is a Woman Bill by Representative Susan DuBose. And last, there is a place for the Ten Commandments and other key historical documents in our classrooms. We will always be a state that supports our strong Alabama values. Part of what makes Alabama the best state in which to live and work and raise a family is that we have opportunities for our men and women to earn a solid wage and provide for their families. This evening, I'm proud to report that since I've been governor, over $55 billion with a B dollars have been invested in our state, creating some 93,000 jobs and counting. In Alabama, we understand how to make a successful business climate. Our new Senate Pro Tem Gudger is a small business owner himself, and I've been proud to partner with him and with all of you to help build on our economic momentum. Part of building a strong economy is having a strong infrastructure, transportation infrastructure, digital infrastructure, and water and sewer infrastructure. We are tackling it all. And I'm proud to report that thanks to Rebuild Alabama alone, we have embarked on nearly 500 road and bridge projects across every single county in the state. Alabama is also being recognized as a national model for broadband deployment. Since taking office, we have supported over 200 expansion projects, which will allow more than 142,000 more addresses to be connected to high-speed internet. For the first time, the state has directed funding towards 495 water and sewer infrastructure projects statewide. And that is largely thanks to the work of ADEM Director Lance LaFleur. And after 15 years of serving our state in this capacity, Lance will retire in May. Lance, we commend you and we wish you well. The Alabama momentum is real. And while we are creating a record number of jobs and maintaining low levels of unemployment, we still have a lot of work to increase our labor force participation rate. Through our passage of the Working for Alabama legislation last year, we are establishing the new Department of Workforce to replace the Department of Labor. And I am proud to have Secretary Greg Reed leading these efforts. We must ensure a path for everyone who wants a job to get one, especially our veterans. And to our Alabama veterans, you have our utmost respect and admiration. You have taken care of us, and so now we must take care of you. We will work to make sure you have all the resources readily available. I am proud to support legislation from Senator Andrew Jones and Representative Ed Oliver to make the Department of Veterans Affairs part of the governor's cabinet. We will also restructure our board so that our veterans of all eras across every military branch are best represented. The goal is to have a board that is a team player within the executive branch and can fiercely and effectively advocate for the unique needs of veterans in every generation and their families. Our veterans are not only part of the fabric of our great nation, they're our fellow Alabamians. They're our friends, colleagues, family, neighbors. And here with us tonight from Huntsville is an Army veteran, Jay Barkley, along with his beautiful family. Jay was serving in Afghanistan when a landmine exploded and engulfed his body in flames. That same day was his and his wife Sierra's first wedding anniversary. And just 7 days later, they welcomed their first daughter, Addison. In natural fighter fashion, in Alabamian fashion, Jay not only survived, he came home and overcame unimaginable obstacles and lives an outstanding life. He has a great job and a loving family. He is living the American dream. And it is because of brave veterans like Jay that we can all live the American dream. Jay, what an honor it is to have you here with us tonight. Please let us stand. The safety and security of our people is paramount. A top security concern of every American is protecting our borders. Securing the southern border is securing Alabama's border. And today is a new day in America with President Trump at the helm. He has wasted no time in leading on this very important issue. Our own U.S. Senator Katie Britt is also an important champion of securing our borders. She's showing Washington, D.C. that Alabama means business. The Laken-Riley Act is now law with President Trump's signature. And I'm urging Congress to pass Senator Britt's Wall Act that will help finish building the wall and eliminate federal benefits for illegals. It's time to restore common sense. Here in Alabama, we are supporting President Trump and his mission. I have directed my cabinet agencies, including the Alabama National Guard and ALEA, to continue standing ready to lend assistance where needed. At the same time, we know every state in the nation is grappling with increasing public safety challenges. But I believe Alabama can lead on tackling this problem. Bolstering public safety is my #1 priority for this session. And I am proud to partner with Speaker Ledbetter and a bipartisan group of legislators in putting forward a package of bills that will back the blue and combat inner-city gun violence. To back the blue, we will provide law enforcement with enhanced legal protections that allow them to carry out their duties courageously and effectively without fear of Monday morning quarterbacking in the courts. We will support long-serving law enforcement families through dependent scholarships. Y'all, our men and women in blue put everything on the line. And they need to know Alabama has their backs. We will crack down on inner city violence by enhancing penalties for dangerous fellows with guns. We will expand the Niles Law, boost our successful metro area crime suppression unit, ban Glock switches, and we will enhance supervision of high-risk juveniles. Working together, we will create a safer Alabama. Finally, we must not just be strong on crime, but also smart on crime. While we are moving forward in building 2 new men's prisons and graduating a number of corrections officers, we must also see that the DOC resources are reserved for the worst of the worst offenders. That's why I'm supporting the Second Chance Act. This common sense reform will help us focus our taxpayer dollars on the most pressing public safety needs. A safe Alabama is a secure future for Alabama, and a secured future is our goal. So now, let's look ahead and keep making strides for the people who call Alabama home. Let's pass responsible budgets that do not grow government. Let's support our students, teachers, and families. Let's support our economy and high-wage jobs. Let's ensure that more money stays in our taxpayers' pockets. Let's support our veterans, and let's foster safe communities. Y'all, I am proud of Alabama. I am proud of our citizens. And I am proud to continue leading our state forward. And I am humbled to be a governor of all the people. The people of Alabama deserve our very best. Future generations of Alabamians deserve our hardest work today. This is our opportunity. So let's not waste a moment. Thank you, and may God continue to bless each of you and the great state of Alabama.
There you have it. Governor Kay Ivey delivering her 2025 State of the State address to the Alabama legislature. And you heard at the end that challenge to the legislature. So much of the speech is directed at the public as a whole, but she really challenged the legislature. Let's not miss the moment. Let's be working for the people throughout this legislative session, which began at noon today. Randy, Jeff, initial thoughts on this pretty exhaustive speech?
Well, she did cover a wide range of topics, from crime to protecting and backing those who fight crime in the state, to education. Remember, she is a former teacher, or as she said, once a teacher, always a teacher. And she also talked about things that could help with jobs coming to the state. But most importantly, she wanted to make sure that people knew that they are the ones that they want to protect first and foremost. Public safety is paramount here in the state.
Jeff, I thought it was interesting that she closed her speech with really some of the most talked about issues, crime and immigration. Interesting that was her closing argument.
It is interesting. We talk about crime in the state with these crime suppression units that they want to kind of install in some of these cities with these higher crime rates. And of course, we're always talking about immigration in the state. But overall, I kind of want to go back to the point that, unlike what we see with the President's State of the Union address, this is more of a bipartisan tone that she strikes with these addresses, especially whether it's paternal leave that's going to have bipartisan support. This school phone ban, I really think is going to be interesting when it comes to the legislature here in a few weeks.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking with State Superintendent Eric Mackey a little bit later in the broadcast. I'm going to ask him about that because he kind of hinted at a cell phone ban the other day, but didn't go all the way. But if the governor's behind it, if the legislature's behind it, maybe it made his job easier.
But she also said something that could be interesting. She says social media training. What does that mean? And then we could get into a whole can of worms there that could become